Let's take a ride, and you can drive. Oh, I'll take the night shift. I wanna show.
Hey guys, it is that fat worthless piece of shit. You all know Numbname Music's here. What's going on in today's video? We're gonna be doing a Gara build. I know what you guys are gonna say. I already see it coming. It's a meta build. This one is a meta build, but it felt appropriate. You know? Now, this one is entirely up to you. Now, first things first, to keep a note, we're using Molt Augmented. As you can see at the top right, I already have full stacks of Molt Augmented. And we're going to test this in a controlled environment. I'm going to show you some gameplay, and then we're going to go from there. Now, you're probably going to be like, oh, this is kind of bad. Nothing's really happening, right? The idea here is we want to get our combo count up. Oh my god, that took one. Deleted. As long as you have your combo count up, you'll pretty much always delete the enemies. Now for Gara herself, I have Steel Charge on because, you know, melee skills off Steel Charge. Once again, if there's any better mods you guys think I should be using, let me know. I did try the Excalibur, like, status dip and with Archon Vitality. Nothing seemed to work as good as this build. I can see lots of high numbers and 2 to 3 to 4 hits, but nothing just deletes them like this build. So Steel Charge for your aura. Cunning Drift for ability range. That's just so, you know, when I use it, when I use my slice, I just have more range on it because, you know, why not? Blind Rage for ability strength minus ability efficiency. You're not really using this for the efficiency, the minus efficiency, obviously you're using it for the strength. Mending Splinters, this will be your, every time you use, you know, my splinters, I will heal. That's kind of the idea behind that. Fleeting Expertise, efficiency. This one is max. Prime Flow for more energy. You need that energy. Narrow-Minded for duration and minus ability range. You just want pretty much as much duration as you can get. Overextended for ability range but minus strength. Umbral Intensify and Umbral Vitality. These together will provide a small passive that not only increases ability strength, but also makes your health higher. So as you can see, I have 1,000 health. Molt Augmented, you know, 250 kills equals 50% ability strength. Arcane Energizer, anytime I pick up a energy orb, I have a chance to replenish a bunch of my energy. This one's not super important, but it's up to you. Minus the Prismascane here for a second. I just want to show you that on your melee weapon, you're going to want melee exposure. It doesn't matter what melee weapon you use, just use melee exposure. Because how this works is on ability cast, 6% corrosive damage on melee strikes for up to 25 seconds. So anytime you use an ability, which you're pretty much going to be ability spamming with Gara, you will literally get free 60% corrosive damage. Literally for free, brother. Now we're going to go to the Shattered Lash Prime. Prime Pressure Point for damage. Blood Rush for critical chance. I found between Sacrificial Steel and Blood Rush, you have to build up the build anyway, and Blood Rush just gives you that little extra edge and damage. Spoiled Strike, threw it on as a joke, and honestly, your attack speed for this build doesn't matter. So I found this to be the ideal for a little more damage. Drifting Contact for mostly for your, you're using it for the combo duration and the status chance, so that works in both regards. You'll use you'll use Organ Shatter for critical damage, Galvanized Elementalist for status damage on melee kill. The more statuses you have, the more damage you'll do, so the more status is applied on a target, but that's not what we're using it for. I'm using it for the status chance. The 30% status chance for 20 seconds stacks up to 4 times. That's mostly what I'm using this for, so I can achieve. The reason behind that is so that whenever I proc these, because these are my main elements here, because I have this one to get up my status chance a little more, anytime I do a melee damage that procs electricity, it has a chance to affect other enemies. It has a 20% chance in 20 meters to damage other enemies. That's why it just deletes. And I don't have any real math numbers behind this, but I do have a lot of testing behind it. So like I said, you won't start off doing a bunch of damage, but if you keep your combo counter active, which is pretty easy in normal Warframe gameplay, you'll just start deleting enemies. Honestly, the hardest thing for you is gonna be not deleting enemies so hard. So this is the meta part of the build. Melee influence, I understand it is meta, and I will come back to this build and build it how I had it before if I need to, but as it sits right now, I thought melee influence was going to get nerfed. I've been waiting for it to get nerfed. It hasn't been nerfed, so I'm starting to think they're just going to leave it the way it is. On melee electricity status, 20% chance for elemental melee status effects to apply to enemies within 20 meters for 18 seconds. Another thing I must state is I'm always open to build suggestions, so if you guys have any better things or better mods I could use, that's on you, but as this sits, I'm deleting enemies at 210, and I'm going to show you some real gameplay here in a minute. For my Helminth ability, I have Roar on, grants all nearby Warframes increased damage for a short duration. That's just, I mean, increased power strength, and it is good for your team, and I've got about 44 seconds on it with my build. My purple shards are gain 30% melee critical damage when energy is over 500. That's why we have Prime Flow on. 30% ability strength just to get that over, just a little bit over 200. If you don't want this though, you can always give yourself more duration. I just wanted over 200 and this just looks cleaner to me, but I do have 1 duration shard. But if you want just a little bit more duration for your roar, then you can change this out. This is entirely up to you. These are Tau Forged. This build will get your dick so hard. You have erectile dysfunction. See how good this feels on Gara? This is like, I don't know, this feels as good as gay sex right here. Not that I'd know, because I'm not gay. But it feels really good. Hypothetically. Allegedly. I don't know.